No.
Misty.
Okay, so median is a segment, it's a line segment, and it has one endpoint in the vertex of a triangle, or as the vertex of a triangle, and the other endpoint is the midpoint of the opposite side. So if I have some triangle, okay, if I look here along one side, and I say this is the midpoint, we'll just call that C. So these two are the same length, so C is a midpoint.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Can you, if you had two midpoints going like cross-tipping, like.
Right. And we draw a line from that midpoint to this vertex on the opposite side, we would have a median. Okay. So you have your triangle and you have three midpoints, one on each side. So
Excuse me.
let's say this is a
So
midpoint.
it's completely impossible to have more than three?
Yes, because triangles only have
Three sides.
three sides. So we'll say this is midpoint. Oops. Darn it.
You know how in school they said there's no such thing as a stupid question? They lied.
No.
Yeah. I know the answers. I only
Then why ask?
Okay, guys, please. Then here's your final midpoint C. Okay, so we've got our midpoints that are splitting our triangles
Let me finish
into
copying it down so I can listen.
half. Sure. So A, B, and C are all midpoints. If we take our median from B to the opposite corner, that's a median. And then we can take our median from A to the opposite corner.
And take C up to the top.
Yeah, and then we'll take C up to the top corner. Okay, so each of... It's okay. Right, so each of these is a median. And they cut the opposite side in half. And of course, this is probably, I didn't draw that properly. I didn't
So
measure.
that's how you would find the like
The
middle of the triangle.
centroid. It's not the middle of the triangle exactly. Okay, this point where they meet, right here. That green doesn't show up. Oops. That's the centroid. Okay. And what the centroid is, we're going to call that
B.
P. And then I'm going to name
Oh.
my triangle just some letters. Okay. What my theorem is, my centroid theorem tells me that this point P, the centroid is located in such a place that XP is equal to 2/3 of XB.
Wait, where's Q? Where's X? Oh, okay.
So if I come from this corner to the center, or the centroid, this length right here is 2/3 of the entire red line. YP is going to be 2/3 of YC. And ZP is going to be 2/3 of ZA. So Yes.
Is this the whole class where you're just going to take notes?
But you have to take some notes to know what to do.
Oh, right.
Centroid. And we have been told that YC is 9. And we want to find YP and PC, but remember that YC
So it's 2/3, so it'd be 6.
is 2/3 of YC. Or sorry,
What?
YP is 2/3 of YC. Hold on, I have to fix that. That's
So
awful.
9 times 3 would be right?
And PC would be 3, right? You get what I'm saying? Because it's 2/3. That's 9 total, so.
So we know YC is 9, so. YP is 2/3 of 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So if this is 6, that makes this 3. So the whole thing's 9.
Let me write it up.
Just give me a few minutes because I'm not using
That's fine, I'm writing the wrong letter anyway. All right, so here's what we have, okay? An altitude goes from a vertex to the opposite side and it's perpendicular. So it's not, an altitude can be a median, but it's not necessarily a median. Medians cut the other side in half, altitudes are just perpendicular. So
So it has to be like 90.
90-degree angle,
And that's a what?
an altitude.
Altitude has to be in
It has to be to a 90-degree angle to the opposite side. Now, if I have a situation like this, I can't draw a line inside and have it be perpendicular. So what I do
You just do it
is
down.
I extend this line out. And then my altitude comes down here.
So you said you extended the line out?
Yeah, so this is my actual triangle, but my altitude is going to go outside of the triangle.
All right, yeah.
We're gonna have to go over this.
Altitude is the same thing as height.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go to area of a triangle, aren't we?
No, not right now.
Okay.
So our height is outside because it has to be to a 90-degree angle, and there's no way to
Make a 90-degree angle.
90-degree angle inside. And over here, it's fine inside because I can do that 90-degree angle. Is we are going to first find these vertices. So F is at -2, 4, so I go -2.
Is negative
1.
always on the left?
Yeah, 3. Oh man, I messed up. Hold on. Okay, fixed. All right, so F is at -2, 4, so I have -2 and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's F.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. G is at 4, 4, so I go 4, 4.
Now, what about if it's 4, -4, you gonna go down? All right.
And then H is at 1, -2. So that's going down.
You want us to do that on our paper?
So here you have the vertices of your triangle, so we can go ahead and draw our triangle.
How do I find the midpoint here?
We'll get there.
That feels great. I like that.
Altitudes are perpendicular to the sides of the triangles. So we're going to use that fact to find the equations of the lines that are going to come off the sides so that we can see where they go. So I'm going to start with the segment FH. Okay. The slope formula, do you guys remember this at all?
I was like, I agree.
Formula for slope of a line. So the slope of FH is going to be 4 minus negative 2, because I do y minus y over negative 2 minus 1.
What Orthocenter was like halfway on the line? Like not on the actual.
I didn't see last time.
What's it?
And then I just nothing.
Okay, guys, what I'm doing, okay, I need to find, the Orthocenter is where the altitudes meet. That's all it is. It's just where they cross. So there's no way to find the Orthocenter using length of the sides of the triangle or anything like that. What we have to do is we have to find the actual altitude. And an altitude is perpendicular to the side of the triangle. So if I find the slope of this, okay, so this slope is negative 2, so the perpendicular slope is going to be positive 1/2.
I was just curious, why did we start with FH?
I could have started with GH or,
So you-
yeah, I just,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
no.
Oh, you got me.
I was just asking.
Well, I was doing the graph when I just got done finishing the graph and then.
Wait, so why would you put it negative 1/2?
Equals mx plus b. You should have had nightmares about this in Algebra 1.
I just put one easy too.
Okay, well, y equals mx plus b. What I have is I have 2 points that are on that line. One of those is, I can use either one. Do you guys like 1 and -2 or -2 and +4?
I don't care which one.
All right, well, I'm just going to use this one then because it's the first one I saw. Okay, so I've got -2, 4, and a slope of 1/2. This is x and this is y.
Yes.
So I have a y, I have an m, I have an x, I don't know b.
Correct.
So I'm going to try to find b. B is the y-intercept. So b is the y-intercept, right? So b is where the line I'm going to draw for my altitude is going to cross this y-axis right here.
Yes.
So I'm going to plug these points into this equation and find out what b equals. I'm going to have to count it, I guess, kind of as a tardy. So I'm going to plug in the y. I'm going to plug in the m. And I'm going to plug in the x. And I don't know what b is.
Shit.
So I have to use the vertex. So I have to use G. So I'm using 4, 4, so I plug that in. So I get 4 is equal to 2 plus B, right? And then I'm going to subtract the 2 from both sides so that those cancel out.
B equals 2.
Right. Those cancel. Okay, this is the y-intercept, right? I mentioned that.
Yeah. So how does that make any degree angle on that line?
The y-intercept 2 is right here.
Are we gonna do a lot of graphs? in this?
Not a lot.
All right.
So if I make this, I connect these 2 dots, it's going to be at a 90-degree angle to this because I used a 90-degree slope.
I was glad that I seen it. That's all we did is graph.
So that's my altitude right there.
You gotta
Do
do
you
that
have
for each
homework
corner.
on this?
I do not have to do it to each corner, I just have to do it to 2. Because an altitude, all the altitudes all meet at the orthocenter.
Nope.
So I only need to have 2 altitudes to do this. Now, I can do from this line and do the same process to this vertex, or aren't each of these lines here, I'm gonna erase those, but each of those lines there is perpendicular to this flat line, aren't they? So I can use one of those. And doesn't one of them go through the vertex? Well, if I drew it right.
I can't believe that.
We'll get it in a couple days. You know it's gonna take time.
Oh, I know. It just-
So
So I did the
is-
vertex perpendicular, so here's another altitude. That's my orthocenter right there.
So we don't have to do no math for the second line?
Not for this one, no.
Oh, cause that's the middle, where it's
So that's 2.5 and 1,
It's 1
or 1 and,
Oh, it's
and 2.5.
yeah.
Two lines touch, that's it. I was right then. I just guessed the point they ain't getting right. What the same.
This is 2.5.
Yes, it does. I was trying to make it bold and I made it fat.
I got some good teachers this year.
It's 2.5? Oh.
All my all 5 classes